Eventually, you knew this was coming. It's like, I had to. I had to. No matter what. Welcome back to Y.E.S, everyone. Today we are talking about Cosmoluxe, the 11th studio album released by Pogo. So, anyone who has watched my channel for a long time knows that I'm a big Pogo fan. No getting around that. And I have listened to this album for a very long time. I'm actually very sad that I'm only getting to it now. So I apologize for those of you who may have been waiting for this. What to say about this album? I would say quite a bit, actually. First and foremost, I would like to compliment the album cover. I think this was done by Fluff Chip. Very good design, like this a lot, and it brings back Pogo's bunny hybrid mascot into the mix. I miss that. I really like having that. And then we get some tracks that naturally I gravitate to, and then some others that he just surprises me, and it makes me happy that I am surprised in that way. The very first track happens to be one of those surprises, called The Boss. In my opinion, it's really hard to get funk wrong, but it is a completely different beast in order to make funk excellent. And Pogo pulls this one off really well. It just creates an ambiance that I could put on repeat for days. Following that, the second track, we have Strangerous. That is a essential tribute to Stranger Things. There's no getting around this one, it makes me happy. Now, Pogo has included Stranger Things clips in previous songs before, but if I'm not mistaken, this is the first one where the entire song is purely Stranger Things sound bites. He plays off what the style of the show is and kind of the era as well, and yeah, you know, brings his unique twist to it, and I can't help but love it. Love it, love it, love it. One song I was kind of surprised by was the song Cabin Fever. This one samples clips from Muppet Treasure Island, and I think I read somewhere he said that this is not the perfect version of what he would like to make, or at least he had maybe a different idea from what he would like to create from that movie. Don't know what is going on in your mind necessarily, Pogo, but I kind of like this. Yeah, like I include this one a lot. Like, I'm surprised how often I have listened to this song in this album. I think you nailed it pretty well, actually. Dragonfly also is pretty fun. Spyro. And I must also highlight Polka Dot Positive. This is one of those semi-upbeat songs. It's not ultra fast in its tempo, but it's fast enough to be able to get you moving. If you were going for a walk, this would kind of make you feel a little bit more spunky and a little bit more joyful. That looks probably kind of weird on camera. Whatever. A collage of joy and adventure just comes upon me when I listen to this. It's a good mood. It feels like something that in several of his other songs in the past have been able to do. Just, you know, different. Each one has its own samples, instrumentation, and beat production. So this one does stand out in its own way, but I do feel like that is a tone he has often tried to produce in his songs, and I think it's a worthwhile one because it just brings a positive feeling to me and probably the rest of his listeners. I have covered 5 songs in here. There are 8 in total. Now, I must say, that is one thing that I do not like about this album. I wish it was longer. I really do. I think Pogo albums should be 10 tracks or more. Now, you don't have to make them that much more, but it's not going to be an EP where you have it like, 5 to 6 songs. Give us the whole thing, man. Like, that's just my 2 cents there, but I would really appreciate it if that was the case. And keep making album covers like this, like just your mascot. It's got to be there. It's excellent. In a great art aspect like this. This is wonderful. But I digress. The other 3 songs. The track Tears in Her Eyes. Yeah, there's something good about this song, but I don't find it as compelling, so I just don't care about it that much. I don't think it is really a bad song. I just am not overtaken by it. In the song Supremo, this one has excellent strings in it. I must say that is something to acknowledge here. But I also find myself feeling like within the song, there's a little bit of chaos with rigid connections in here. That could just be me, but it distracts me from loving this song on a higher level than I normally would. And the last song, Pat a Cake. This is also a song where I feel like I should like this song more than I do. There's a vocal sample that uses the word or words lululu. It doesn't really work all that well for me in where it is inserted in the song or the way this one is cut. If I'm not mistaken, I think this one samples the Simpsons Christmas episode. And as I mentioned previously in the Cultures album review, where he also has a Simpsons collage song in there. I'm not the biggest Simpsons fan. I don't really dislike the show. I just didn't grow up with it or really have an attachment for it. So maybe that's something that keeps me from loving the song. I'm fully able to acknowledge that that's a possibility. I can admit that the piano is pretty good in this song, and strangely enough, in this song, I really like the verses, but not so much the chorus, if you can call either of those exactly what they're supposed to be in the style that Pogo makes his music. I don't know, it's just something for me to try to explain with the very unique Plunderphonics style of music that we have here. But this is a step in the right direction in how I believe Pogo's, not really style, but his brand in a way, should be. And it's my favorite album artwork since Ascend. There's definitely more that I would have desired out of it. Every time he releases an album or an EP, I think I like at least half, if not more, of his albums. And on many occasions, I can't get enough of the whole thing. And that's where I have to figure out when I'm going to finish this discography. I would love to review all of his albums, and I think I'll leave that to the audience as to how soon you want me to be able to do that. If you are a fan of Pogo, if you found this review somehow, let me know. I've reviewed a lot of his music before, but I haven't gotten to all of it, and it is something I know one day I will do. But do you want me to do it sooner than later? Just let me know. I'm curious how many others would be in that demand. So, after having listened and reviewed this album with the following grades in the following categories here, how would I recommend this album? I'm going to give it a yeah/good. Yeah, kind of split. It's definitely lenient on the yeah side, but because I felt slightly conflicted with those other 3 songs, I just feel like I can't push it all the way there. But even then, there's no way I'm going to stop loving Pogo's music, and probably not that far off, he's going to release something else, and I cannot wait to hear what he will release next. It always gets me excited. You are indeed an artist, sir. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me in my social media links down in the description below, and be sure to leave a comment about what you think I should review next, or anything else that you think I should talk about in the realm of entertainment. But above all, remember to chase excellence, chase quality, chase yes. Remember, we are your entertainment specialists.